Well, good morning, everyone, and as always, thank you all for joining me. This is out of Breitbart News, again, where you are not going to want to miss this one, guys. It's a story I brought you yesterday via Breitbart News, where it was actor-comedian George Lopez, as many of you may know, took up on Iran's $80 million bounty to assassinate the president and destroy the White House, as many of you may be familiar with. Of course, now has walked back his comments and claimed that he was just joking. But, this is something that you do not joke about. This is something that's taken very seriously according to the Secret Service as well, guys. But the article here reads, actor comedian George Lopez walked back comments he made Sunday during an offer to accept a bounty to assassinate President Trump. Where the article further reads, guys, Iranian authorities reportedly put an $80 million bounty on President Trump, a bounty Lopez said he'd take up for $40 million. Iranian authorities have put a bounty on the American President Donald Trump's head during a televised funeral for General Salami after he was assassinated last week, said Chicano World Star on Instagram. What are your thoughts? And of course, George Lopez tweeted that, well, he would do it for half, as many of you may remember. Of course, but now he has backtracked on his comments. But the article reads, after searing backlash online, arrest George Lopez was trending on Twitter on Monday. Lopez is walking back his comments, saying it was a joke, according to Fox News' report here, guys. But this is something, as I've said and others have said numerous times, no matter who it is, you do not joke about anything like this, especially when it comes to assassinating the president as well. But moving on, guys. Meanwhile, the Secret Service says it is aware of the death threats Lopez made against President Trump. The Secret Service is aware of the post made by Mr. Lopez. The Secret Service went on to state that it takes all threats against the president or any of our protectees seriously, and as a matter of practice, we do not comment on matters involving protective intelligence. Of course they do not, because this is something that, they cannot, let be made known. But moving on, to be clear, Lopez's obsession with violence directed at Trump and his supporters dates back. Of course, many of you may know it was in November of 2018. George Lopez was charged with misdemeanor battery over an altercation with the man Lopez himself described as a baiting with him, of course, a mega jokes. And, of course, George Lopez was arrested, according to TMZ. But it's no surprise, guys. But moving on, let me see, what else do we have here? But, this is with good cause. George Lopez, it wouldn't surprise me if George Lopez ends up getting arrested again, guys, for these death threats. But moving on here, Iran General Salami, hard, firm, regrettable strikes coming against U.S., where they still vow, guys, that they are going to attack the U.S., guys. But President Trump has already let it be known that we have 52 Iranian key sites locked down, ready to be stricken if, they do attempt to attack the our Americans overseas again there in Iraq or wherever they may be. But moving on, guys, the article here reads, Islamic Revolution Guard Corps, the IRGC commander Hussein Salami said Tuesday that Iran's seeking revenge against U.S. that will be a hard, firm, regrettable, decisive, and complete. The Major General was speaking at the funeral of Iranian military commander Qasem Soleimani, semi-official domestic news agency reported. Salami praised the general and Iran's promised response, saying, today all humanity admires and praises him as a model of resistance and support for the oppressed. They want to throw the sun off, make a mistake by throwing rocks, and is the tradition of criminals of the universe who do not understand and cannot fight the sun. Wow, guys. Just wow. I mean, this is just unreal. I mean, we're going to absolutely destroy Iran. This is a big mistake, you guys. Mark my words on it. President Trump has already tweeted that we have 52 Iranian sites locked down, many of them very important to the Iranian people. But moving on, Salami is no stranger to making threats against America's interests. As Breitbart News reported, as recently 48 hours ago, he said Iran would deliver a painful blow to the U.S. somewhere in the Middle East. Well, of course, that is no surprise, but we are prepared, guys. We are sending soldiers over there to fight these scumbags, and we are going to absolutely destroy Iran. They absolutely do not know what they are in for, guys, but we are going to continue to do our very best to monitor this as this is continuing to unfold. Tensions are continuing to rise as we're getting closer to a full-scale war with Iran, guys. But we're going to continue to do our very best to monitor this, as we know the Democrats are trying to pass a bill to limit President Trump's use of the military. But we're going to continue to keep our eye on this as this is unfolding as we speak, guys. But with that being said, again, everyone, I am your host, Chi-Town Zone. If we happen to have any more breaking news, we will do our very best to bring that to you. But with that being said, for those of you, again, watching for the first time, do feel free to subscribe for further updates, and I will do my very best to bring that to you. But again, with that being said, God bless, and do stay tuned.